Hello and welcome to another Demis Helen tutorial. So in the last video we covered this section here, which was the build up into, because I'm zoomed out, this section here into this section here, and how I'm going to do the transition. For some reason this has all disappeared. So we had this. Into this. Okay, so what happened is I came up with another idea. I heard a track where I'd done a very similar sort of scale rise melody, which was originally called Oriental Express, and it was a track that I never finished. One, because I didn't have enough computing power back in 2012, 11, I think is when I started it. Yeah, and I just kind of left it there because of that reason, and probably more severely limited knowledge of music production. But now that I'm back in the flow with doing trance music, I thought I'd revisit and recreate it, but in a very different way. So maybe I'll go through that track one time. But for now, it's based on basically panpipes, marimbas, any kind of metallic percussion elements. And I've just taken the ideas of the melody and transcribed them into these ideas. So here we are with the example. So this is the starting point. So that is just this looping over and over, which I just quickly played into the keyboard. And then we have very similar but a rise. So I'm yet to mix these up properly, but that's exactly the same again, but in the panpipes. And then this leads into a straight rhythm with a bit of a jump. Okay, and then this leads into the synth parts, but I'm going to do it a little bit more subtly. I'm going to actually do some really washed out synths that really are floating in the background, like way distant to them being nice and sharp. But this is the idea here. On top of that idea, I have just played this bass line in, which is the bass line from the main section further on. Come on. It's because I'm recording the screen at the same time. Okay, so that's going to be the bass line that's going to flow, but these synths are going to be really washed out. So the way that I'm going to do this is do what I've done with these other bits. And we're going to add a send, and then we can automate the send. Reverb. Help if the reverb was on. I might even automate, because I'm not going to change it up for these two tracks here, just for that. So, turn the reverb off. I'm just going to copy. In fact, I don't know if this is going to be easier, actually. Because this is not set to full mix. Right, full mix this. Let's just listen to these sounds at the beginning so I'm not messing anything up. No, they all sound okay. I'll tweak them up later. Right, so then the synth comes in with this reverb at full. Right, okay, I didn't have the reverb on for these guys. Yeah, it sounds okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. Right, so we're going to wash these synths out. So we possibly could do that just on the output here. So let's just maximize that, turn that off, because it's going through this leads bus here anyway. Right, that's sounding great. Now what we need to do is on the leads channel, I'm going to simulate a low cut there. So we go down to leads here. Would help if they were color coordinated, but we are just going to go straight for this. So inserts, fab filter, and then we want to control the frequency of band 1 because that's the only band we have. We're going to put read. And then that being full, that being the lowest, let's just automate that. See, that sounds really, really nice. Nice and washed out, very background. We'll go to sends 1, level. So we can have that, and then we can have a dramatic drop, and we've got this amazing sound. So let's have a listen to In Context. Okay, so that's nice. They're not audible at first, so it gives a nice sense of something is coming, but you can't quite hear it. We'll probably skip the bass to a bit later. Now, I'm going to make the creative decision to have this fade over that much time, so we'll bring the level up a little bit. And then this bass is being given a chance to come in then. At this section. I don't know how I'm going to work this. Okay, so that can go there. That's over, yep, that's over that many bars, so that's fine. So I'm going to keep adding to the mallet sounds, and I'm going to start making them sound a little bit more percussive in the mix, so then it starts sounding like we've added some hi-hat elements, because that first marimba is starting to sound like that. So I'm just going to put metal 2 till I know what I'm going to be adding in. As you can see, I've done that here till I knew what I was adding in. That's a marimba. We'll look at that after. So I'm using the Eastwest library. We could use voice. We could use raw. Let's use some raw. Right, let's pick India. Percussion. I don't want tablas. No. Let's go back. Let's go to the Africa one. Drums, bells, plucked. Let's have a look in here. Kalimba. Let's try a Kalimba high. We're going to add it in. It's going to be MIDI channel 5 because it'll just play on every single channel. And we'll send it to 5 and 6, which has got a bit of delay on it. Alright, let's just have a listen to what this sounds like. 2 seconds. Okay, so let's see where we can fit this in with just having the solo. So the first things first is I'll copy down the original loop, which is this one. Let's just listen to it as it stands. Right, let's go for the bottom rhythm because we've emphasised that top one. So we can simulate some rolls because it'll be hit with a mallet. That sounds quite interesting. And we'll turn up the volume so everything is uniform. Okay, I'm deciding that I'm not liking that sound too much. Let's have a listen to this. Replace current. See, that's got an interesting timbre. So drop that down. Very nice. Okay, we'll have this doubled up. So we're going to fill in some gaps here. So we'll just copy these. And what we're going to do, just make sure they're all, yep, they're not all touching. Put them on B as well. So we start getting a nice little rhythm building up there. So that's come from the OTT compression there. Absolutely love that plugin. Right. So we just listen to it over time and then listen to it with this in. A little bit more timbre and dynamic. So that could tie nicely if I just hit the bass note here. I'm having to lean over because I've changed the layout of the studio, so I haven't actually got a keyboard in front of me at the moment. Let's just have that on there. Let's just see what this sounds like recorded. Okay, so I've just improvised a bass there just based on the scales that we're using. There we are. We don't want the D in there. So we have this. Hear it loop back round, make sure it sounds nice. It's sounding wonderful. This is a direction that I didn't think the track was going to go in until I came across this Oriental Express. So I thought I'd just show you how my thought process is working into creating something that is unique, something that is different other than all this stuff where it just keeps getting kicked out as trance music. Let's do some experimental stuff that sounds really good and go back to the basics with all the modern techniques that we have. Let's just hear this. Just a minute, so we're on B there. Right, so the track, I forgot that I transposed the track. So we've started on G, really. So how have I got... Right, so I've transposed this originally, so we'll have to transpose it back down. So instead of it being... Yes, we have. Right, so this originally was sat here. That is better. Right, so we're going to grab all of that. I just don't know how the bass is going to work, because it's already been pitched for that. I'll work that out later. I'll keep that down there for now. So that'll explain why this didn't work, because the original was recorded like that. So we can have some of the elements from the later part of the track starting to come in. Right, so we've got all the percussion we need from the mallets. I might add one more in there just to give it a little bit more pizzazz in there, but from here I'll be adding hi-hat loops and stuff, so we could do that in the next video. I'll start messing around with some ideas, and then I'll come back and record my decisions and how that I get it all to mix together nicely. And then we have a bigger task than joining this and this section together. We have this section to lead into this section, so that's going to be a fun part of the video to see how I'm going to make them work and join. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this interesting, because this is certainly something different. I haven't been this direction for a very long time. Yeah, if you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to see when I upload. Alright, cheers guys, see you in the next video.